Hi, and welcome to Anne Marie's Workshop. My name is Anne Marie, and I love to make things with joy. If you like to make things with joy, then you have found the right place. Please like, subscribe, and share. And thank you for coming back. Now, since it's the holiday season, I'm trying to grab a little bit of Jamaican sun because it's about to go behind the clouds. But since it's the holiday season, I've been having a good time. I've been decorating. People have stopped by, been playing dominoes, baking, and everything, so I kind of slacked off a little bit. So I wanted to do a catch up. This should be episode 6 or 7, maybe 6, of my cleanup videos, which is my attempt to clean up some projects, works in projects, WIPs, that I have cut out, coordinated, put together, but just never sewed. And the ongoing theme has been, there's usually a hiccup in some of these patterns why I didn't get to it. And I got distracted with another big idea and started working on it. Lost the sun, guys, but I still got bright light. This is where we left off. No, this isn't where we left off. Hold it. This is where we left off. This is Vogue 2772. I was looking for a very, very simple shape to show off the medallions on this Ankara. It has a very unique palette. Orange, navy with a border, navy, and this brown kind of deep avocado color. And I wanted to showcase how beautiful the mandalas were. All right, so I needed this very simple shape. So I cut this out a long time ago, and then after I cut it out, and it was time, I pulled it out of the bucket, sewer's honor, and to sew it, and it was supposed to be lined, and no, it's not supposed to be lined. It's supposed to have a facing. But I wanted it to have more of it's 100% cotton Ankara, and I wanted it to have a little bit more oomph. So I was going to line it in a coordinating Ankara, which led me to, hold on, this monarch Ankara, which I was going to line this with. And because I'm a fan of piping, I was just going to separate them like I did with piping, but then something happened. My uncle didn't book a ride to the airport the day before Thanksgiving week. So I said, I'll take you to the airport. And then while I was in Montego Bay, I was going to stop by Ping's and Pablo's. And my dear subscriber Dory said, you might find something that matches this at the store. And I was like, I don't think so. Imagine my surprise. I walked in the store and here was a navy, orange, brown palette, Ankara, right in front of me. So of course, with a navy border. So of course, I bought two and a half yards of it, and I made this reversible and in the weight that I wanted. But wait a minute, didn't I cut out the monarch? I did cut out the monarch. So therefore, I had worked on one whip and created another whip. So I had to do both of the jackets at the same time. So luckily for me, I happen to have an Ankara, a wax Ankara with a butterfly, and I had enough to make this as a reversible jacket because I absolutely love this fabric. This is from House of Mami Wata. This is from Pablo's in Montego Bay, Jamaica. I'm sure you might be able to find it. If I see it somewhere, I will note it. All right, so I ended up, let me reverse it for you. Now here it is in reverse. I absolutely love it. I love this pattern. I'm going to be putting it in my favorites because it has this swallowtail sleeve. So I'm really into it. And the safety pins here, I'm deciding on the shoulder pads. I'm not sure about the shoulder pads yet. We'll see. So on Friday night, I had finished those jackets and I reached into the bucket, sewer's honor, and pulled out my next whip Remember, I can't look at them or I'll come up with some reason not to do it. And I pulled out this Vogue 1830, this little Chanel-y kind of number here. Now look, y'all, I'd already made a Chanel coat. If I find it, I'll put it at the side here. I already made a Chanel coat. I didn't need to make another coat. Okay, so, but I pulled it out fair and square, sewer's honor. So I had this boucle already cut out and it needed lining. Now let me get my other Chanel jacket, hold on. So now this is a Chanel jacket I made a couple years ago in true Chanel style. Silk lining, chain hem, lining, flat line stitched to front, tweed. All right, linen silk blend. True trim, done, feathered, chain, ribbon run through it. True Chanel, lots of handwork. Let me go. I was not in the mood to make another one. I just wasn't. Because the other one I had, I'd done a coat this year, but sewer's honor. All right, so I'm still working on it. I did the boucle on this side, and then I lined it with another beautiful fabric I have that I'd gotten from Joann's, and it is a lovely chenille mix. And so here's the trick. Now that I have made it, look at that lining up, isn't that fabulous? Anyway, I cannot attach the pockets yet until I line them up with the fabric. I also had to make Chanel trim. Okay, so that's just crazy. And that's what happens when you reach your hand in and pull out a whip. Okay, so I made this bias. I guess I need to show you the other side. Hold on. Excuse me. Just trying to make it make sense to you. So I had this tweed from an earlier Chanel coat-ish thing. If I find a picture of that, I'll insert that also. So I was kind of done with the whole Chanel idea. So I made this bias strip, which I'm going to use with this chain with the pink ribbon gone through. So it will look something like this, and I will fray the edges so you can see. All right, y'all, it took longer to put the ribbon through this chain than it took to sew the whole jacket. So that's probably why this was a whip. I do have a beautiful fuchsia ribbon for this side to make the trim, but I think I'm gonna use some of this as the backing for that ribbon and chain. But the fabric I have left, I think is enough to make a really beautiful skirt. And I want to make that skirt first because I can always find brown braid, right, for that side. But if I do the diagonal bias to get the bias strips, I'll eat up a diagonal in the fabric that I have left. So I would rather make the skirt first, and I don't have an idea yet about the skirt. But I do like this. I'm going to put the Chanel pockets on it with the trim on it. But as you can see with this shape, I have to, the pockets I cut out do not necessarily line up with this. I don't know what I was thinking. So I have extra fabric. I'm gonna line up the patterns so that they're not jarring and being too off. This diagonal, all right. Now remember, I'm only sewing in the morning before I go sewing and if I get another chance in the day. So in between all this nonsense, I got invited to my first Jamaican dance at a nice hotel. They're gonna be playing oldies music and I was so excited, I knew exactly what I was gonna wear. This is one of my favorite patterns. It is Vogue 1735 or 9253. It is that kimono type top, and in this case, it was a jumpsuit. And I was excited. I wanted to wear this. But all of my black dress shoes that could complement this, or my blue sparkle shoes, they all fell apart. It's been 5 years here in Jamaica, and I guess they dry rotted. Because we live up in the mountains, we don't have air conditioning because it's nice and cool. And I've heard about, I've had things fall apart before as far as shoes and boots and stuff like that, but it happened. So I had to shift and move on to something else. So now in the midst of my cleanup week, I was being plagued by this fabric. I was dreaming about this fabric. It was in my workroom. It was just bothering me. It was a big idea. It was giving me that big magic. So that I said, okay. So I made the same kimono, only as a duster, in this fabulous silver fabric that I got from Fabric Mart Fabrics. And I had no idea what I was going to do with it, but it turns out it was calling me. So this is going to be the duster for Saturday night. Let me show you the pajama set I kind of made to wear. It's not a pajama party. It's a regular party, but I want to be comfortable. All right, so let me show you. So I made this silver top from fabric that I had gotten from, I believe, Pings on their 97 cents a yard section. So I made an Ogden cami, and this is my favorite McCall tiered pants that I'm going to wear underneath this beautiful duster. So that's my solution for the party on Saturday. Now, the party wear was not a part of my cleanup, but it's working. It's functioning. And remember, sewing is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be stressful. I'm supposed to enjoy it. So this beautiful outfit came along because, let me move her over. I think she's so pretty. And this catch was from Mood in my stash. It is perfect. Perfect. All right, so she came along out of the blue. Didn't expect her. Happy holidays, part of the season. Okay, so on that trip to Montego Bay, I visited Pings and Pablo. So let me show you some of the things I got. This can be a haul too. Or should I use that with the Friday sew? Maybe this will be a combo. Clean up, hashtag Friday sews. We'll see. So guys, I think that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be a combo video, hashtag Friday sews, as well as my cleanup episode. I think this is episode 6 or 7. We'll see. Anyway, so I stopped by Pings while I was in Montego Bay after I was dropping off my uncle, and I got a few things. Now, I saw this white kind of pseudo Swiss dot on the shelves in the I think $150, which is about 97 cents. So I got a set of that. Okay. Now let me see. Now, you know I bought this at Pablo's. This is that coordinating navy Ankara that went with the other mandala jacket that I just showed you previously. And I have some left. I think I have enough to make an Ogden cami. I hope. Anyway, so this is a fabric I bought before. It turned out I made a Kichi B Styles jacket. I will insert that somewhere around here. It has like a wool component to it. And my daughter took off with the shirt I made. And I got enough to make her some pull-on pants, so it can be like a kind of loungewear or a jumper set. So I bought enough to make her some pants. All right, let's see, what else did I get? I wanted a pair of red linen pants. And so I bought this beautiful red linen. I only bought 4 yards of it at Pablo's because it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful red linen, right? So I got some of that. It was for $7.95. So maybe $6 or something a yard. And I bought some of that to go. Hold on, I'm not straight. I'm still not straight, but I'm closer. All right, so I bought some of that to make some red linen pants to go with my Christmas tops. Now, this is the one that almost got away. Look at this orange. I was standing, when I went in September, when I was in Montego Bay in September, I saw it. But I saw it too late. I had already checked out and my taxi was coming for me. And I was like, oh, I can just see this on one of my daughters. I don't know which one. I got 3. 2 by birth, 1 by marriage. And it is a beautiful fabric. And the orange is vibrant and juicy. And I thought to myself, it's still there. So this is 97 cents a yard. So I got 6 yards of this. Okay. Now, just for fun, something about this tickled me. I want to use this as a lining inside of a jacket or a coat or something. You see these pink alligators? There was only like 2 and something yards left of it. It's a pretty good weight. It's a very good weight. Now, Ping's and Pablo's, they don't really tell you what the content is of the fabric specifically. They'll just have it in a section, but this was on the clearance. If I had gotten there earlier, I would have made pajamas out of these, but I got there too late. So there's like maybe 2.5 yards. So I'm going to use it as a lining. All right. The lady, when I bought it, looked at me like I was crazy. I understand. I understand. Now this liquid. No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to make with it. I know that I couldn't pass it though. It is dreamy. I don't know. We'll have to see what I make of it. Okay, let's see. And while I was there, I saw this beautiful black. It's not a georgette. It's like a rayon blend. And you can always use black. And so I got 6 yards of this. Alrighty, now let's see. And right beside it was this green. It's beautiful. No, I do not know what I'm doing with it. I never do. You know, does the walker choose the path or the path the walker? That's how I live my sewing life. All right, it's beautiful. I got everything. I got 6 yards of everything except for the very last thing I'll show you. That I bought more than I shared because it had a flaw through the middle. Okay, so I bought this from Ping's. It's a burgundy wine colored crepe. Now, I think I might have enough to do that Vogue pattern that I just purchased. I might, we'll see. Now you need 5 yards. Now I didn't buy that piece of fabric by the yard. I bought it. It was in a bucket to be weighed. So I don't know if I can squeeze it because I'm shorter. But those sleeves, y'all, those sleeves. Okay, and there's my shape right there. There's that rectangle. That's me. I can do it. Alrighty. So hopefully I get the chance to use that. And I wanted some red pants. See the trend. This is menswear. This is menswear. It has a wool component to it. I'm gonna wash it, dry it on the line before I cut into it. Okay, so now, I did not need more fabric, but I was feeling a little blue because I was not, we weren't doing Thanksgiving this year, not at my house. My dad wasn't up for company. And so no turkey, no fixings, no none of those things that I made. So I kind of made my trip to Montego Bay, my celebration. So I did a little shopping, saw a few movies, saw Wicked, saw Red One. I'm good for the holidays. And I'll just keep on doing my Hallmark movies. Okay, so a little bit more. I thought this was so interesting. It's so beautiful. I wish you could see. Let's see if I could find it. It has a gold overlay to it. And I'm not sure, but something's going to come to me. If not for me, somebody I love, I'm sure. And I left this at the store, walked down, I left this at Ping's, walked down to Pablo's and said, and I had to come back and get it. It is a jersey knit with a sequined stitched across it that gives it this kind of graphic looks. Now look, y'all, you'd think I'd learned my lesson after what happened to my scissors with the lassita but isn't it kind of striking? And it's a knit. I'm very intrigued. I can't wait to use it. Now, I watched the Dior documentary on their spring 2024 collection, and they had an ombre dress that went from light blue or darker blue to a deep, rich navy. It was like a 1970s style. It had a collar, humongous sleeves. It was gorgeous. And when I was there at Ping's, they had this ombre sheer that went from light baby blue all the way down to a dark blue. Only there is a flaw halfway through. There's a white line halfway through. So I bought the whole roll because I figured I was going to have to cut around it to replicate that dress. But so it's probably about 14 yards, but at 97 cents a yard, it was more than affordable. Okay, so that's it. This is a combo Friday sews cleanup video because I've been slacking. All right, I hope you're enjoying your holiday season. I hope you're getting it in with those cookies. You know, swim or run or walk or whatever you got to do, but don't miss the cookies. So I'm baking again today, and I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. I hope you're inspired by some of the whips I've been making because they've been so beautiful. And they've been sitting in my sewing room all this time waiting for me to make them happen. But making just the discipline of having to show up to you all and show you my whips is really helping. I don't know if I'm finishing this bottom by the end of December. We'll see. We'll try. We might have to push into January a little bit. All right, take care. Happy holidays. See you soon.